Hello, everyone. Welcome back. It's been a long time. We can see you. What? Oh, weird. It played on our end. Whoops.
That's weird. Is it live?
Like finger bombs and all that. I don't know.
I'm just like,
I think I was looking at my phone or picking my nose or something.
That's so weird. It played on our end. Isn't that weird?
Okay, let's try this again. That's so weird. Did that play for you?
Yeah.
It was like 5 seconds. Okay, I see it played on the stream. Oh, yeah, it didn't play. We just are like sitting there.
Oh my God, wait.
I'm gonna play it so we can see how embarrassing. I want to relive this because I mean I didn't know that we were being seen right now. Oh no!
Oh my God, that's so funny.
Are we ready?
We'll do it live.
Oh no!
Look at, we're stream sniping each other. Y'all look bored.
Just sitting there.
I'm just like, I was feeding my dragon. Like, it's cool. Fastest case of poor choices going off the rails. Yeah.
I thought.
Yeah. Look, we're out of practice, okay? We're out of practice.
Wait, did I do the wrong window? I think I did the wrong window.
Hold on, wait. It's 2 minutes and 30 seconds in.
Oh, but this is essentially it. Was like
go to 2 minutes and 30 seconds in.
2 minutes. Oh, it's minus time. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like this?
Yeah, minus 2:30. Yeah.
I look so sad. And Tugs is like just swaying. Amazing. I almost thought about like adjusting my boobs because I saw this was like off side. Okay, we'll just do it on stream.
There we go. We'll do it live.
It could have been one of these, like tuck your hand in and then adjust. I'm glad it was not.
Mark is like, it's not off the rails and you never got on. That's a very valid point. Yeah. Can we get our off the rails emoji in the chat for those of you who are members? That'd be great.
Hello, chat. Welcome. That was a rough start. I didn't even know it started rough. You guys could have just let us this happen.
Good thing I wasn't making out with Duke or something. Jeez.
Yeah.
Or he didn't come walking behind
or
me.
Like scratching my butt or like standing up and I don't know, scratching my crotch. Or like pick a wedgie. Because that's definitely happened. Not on stream, but you like stand up to adjust, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So anyways, hi. It's 2023 and our first stream and we're already off the rails. It didn't even get 2 minutes in.
I'm so it's been a while since I've seen you. Hi.
Yeah. Well, because we weren't here. It's been 3 weeks since the last 4 choices.
It's been, yeah. We haven't seen you guys since last year.
Yeah. Well, and Andrew Matthews brings up a good point. Crisis Core. I was playing Final Fantasy and I was a hot mess at the end. I was crying. I was crying. So
what? Is that bad? What is Crisis?
No. It was so emotional. Like something happened and then I was just like, I had this reaction. I'm just like, this is the second time I've cried. Like I don't want I hate that this game did this to me.
Stuffed elephant, okay?
Yeah. Well, I mean, we've cried over games. It's fine. It's fine. No, it's fine. I'm a professional. But anyways, hello. My name is Extra Girl. This is Tugs. L-Dub says, now that y'all are back, I can blame you for pearly things and fresh and fit rabbit hole I've been on lately. JK, it's been a fun ride. I've been down that hole too.
I got her on the hole. Everybody's in the hole. Okay.
I got in the hole and I'm happy I'm in the hole. That's what
hole.
she said. He said.
The worst part about it though is like once you go down the hole far enough, like you can't look at women in general anymore without being like, what are you doing? Like, what's wrong with you?
Well, like a lot of people, and like I will say, I have done a lot of this stuff, thought a lot of the stuff, and been down that way. And it's, I've done a lot of mistakes that have brought me towards this maturity. And it's funny because now we're like our parents. We're like our parents being like, you need to do this, like learn from us. But they're like, no, we need to make our own mistakes.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, that happened with Gary?
Did this happen? Somebody
Gary forgot to close the stream and came in eating ice cream out of the tub. Wow.
Oh, boy.
So you got a hot tub stream from Gary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi, Wayne. Hi, everybody. I see new faces. I see old faces.
Yes. Welcome. I like this. It's been too long since the last one. And I miss y'all. We just did the same thing. I'll leave it to you. But anyways, thank you guys for coming. We are basically doing a stream of thought, basically about things that we've watched. 2 major videos dropped, and news, of course, in the last 2 weeks while we were off. One being Vice. I'm sure y'all have seen it. Sydney Watson, Just Pearly Things, was on the panel, and it was a bunch of content creators, both on the anti and feminist side, and having a debate.
Debate's a loose term there. Fun fact.
A yell, because it wasn't a traditional debate, someone moderating it.
No, well, and debate to me is like, I make a point, then you rebuttal that point. And then, I mean, maybe not so as black and white as that, but they immediately, right off the bat, went to, well, I feel like, and this is my personal situation, like the whole point was to debate as a whole, like women and men as a whole, feminism and whatever as a whole. And immediately the woman with no legs was like, well, I can't do stuff because I have no legs. And Pearl was like, okay, but as a woman,
this is about
you're the exception.
Feminism, not ableism. We've separated these traits. And the funny part is the girl that didn't have the legs, which I thought, she didn't look bad, in my opinion. But, when she was better looking, younger, she even said it. She didn't care about her looks, right?
Yeah, no, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, it only is okay if it serves the person. But once that's taken away, you've aged, you've gotten bigger, all this. All of a sudden, oh my God, feminism.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now
I just was like, Pearl was like, what can't you do in today's modern society? She's like, what can I do? She's like, yeah, as a woman, what can you not do? And immediately she was like, I don't have any legs. Like, that's not what she's asking you.
Yeah, there's a man who doesn't have legs either and has the same problems.
Right? As probably one was the man with no legs is one that the Special Olympics chair. What's the chair race things?
And to be honest, from Mark, although he has 2 legs, 1.5, he actually hates using that as a crutch.
Oh, yeah.
So the fact that she's putting that out there, because she's gotten something from being, someone without 2 legs. So she's using that. Mind you, I do use Mark at the airport a lot.
I would too. Bravo for $5. I'm bringing this one up. We have all the rest of the super chats like starred, and Smile. I have your comment starred too because, but we'll talk about it later. $5 from Brahma Boy. I loved it at the end when the trans said, "Remember," and this is Eli, by the way, the one that looked like Tinkerbell with the short blonde hair. Remember, you are perfect just the way you are. Weird advice from someone who got their junk chopped off. Yeah. Also weird advice from that same person. Eli, if I remember right, is the one who was selling, like buying hormone drugs and stuff and like giving them to kids. Like kids would reach out to him and be like, my parents don't support me. I'm pretty sure that was Eli. So she's also an illegal drug smuggler. Well,
that reminds me of someone that got into a fight with Kata.
No, yeah. It might be the same person, Eli.
No. This is someone from Canada.
Oh, it was a different
That makes
person.
me sad.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah. Yeah.
I got you, Smile. I started. We'll talk about it. I see you. I see you. I'll see you, girl.
Yeah. So it's insane how one-sided people, like, I'm open to hearing, bring me something that is actually substantial. And like Sydney tried.
Yeah.
But what about the feminism part? Like, I want to actually have a conversation about feminism, because what they do, and as a woman, I've done this before. When you get mad, you divert things all of a sudden to all the things that make you upset.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's happened to
stop
you.
making it personal. The whole point of the panel was, as a whole, like, it's as in general, and you've probably noticed this with Pearls especially. She's like, as a general, like, you keep giving me exceptions to the rule, like the abortion debate. The exception to the rule is grape, right? Okay, that's the exception. The rule is that women are doing this for fun. The exception to the rule is you don't have any legs, but in general, women have legs. Like, so
Yeah.
it's just, she's like, not as a woman. There's nothing you can't do. Now, there may be something that poor woman can't do because she doesn't have any legs, but she is the exception. She's like, this much of the population, and 200 years ago, they would have drowned her in the lake. But that's a whole nother story.
Yeah.
As a general.
I mean, I'll give her that if and when she has, fun time, she can't do doggy. That's a very womanly thing. Okay, sure. I'll give you that. I don't know.
Oh my God.
That doesn't have to particularly be the barriers for in general, having those types of things. Not going into a restaurant. Going into places, I don't know, driving, things like that. That's not a barrier for a woman. Hi, Naomi.
No, yeah. And that's the thing, like, right. So and that's the problem with a lot of these debates with, I mean, mostly the feminist side, but sometimes the other side too, is like, they can't wrap their brains around, like, we're talking as a general rule. It's like that movie, He's Just Not That Into You. The exception, not the rule. The rule is, if a guy's not calling you, he doesn't like you. Oh God.
I feel like only Mark can say that because he understands.
Mark, we're all going to hell.
Yeah. I mean, like, it's stuff with like Mark that I know that certain things, like, if he falls towards the right and he doesn't have his leg on, it's going to be a little harder for him to turn to the left because he doesn't have that leg to push on.
So. Most women will do extreme mental gymnastics. This is true too. Oh my God. They always.
Yeah.
Good
always.
Lord.
I mean, I've been there. I've been there.
Oh, this is a good point. She cannot do only feet. That's a very feet finder.
That sucks.
Oof, we're in trouble.
Maybe she has nice hands. Bird Up for $5 says that one woman forced laugh cackling at Sydney was maximum cringe. Yes,
the hyena laugh. Oh my God. Right after she had said, what did she say right before that?
I don't remember.
Like something about women listening to each other and being respectful or something like that. We just need to be respectful and blah, blah, blah. And then she's like, yeah, that was terrifying. That was that kind of a laugh that you hear in a horror movie where the doll's right about to kill you.
Oh my God.
Stab, stab, stab. Like, what in the world is that? Cannot be a real laugh. Oh my God.
Oh my God. Thank you, Bird Up. Yeah, that is
out.
insane. That is insane. So, I mean, well, we can get into more details about that video, but that second video, and I talked to Tugs about it, with Just Pearly Things. She had a panel discussion with a couple of people. By the way, love Auntie. It's amazing.
Oh, we love Auntie.
Yeah. Auntie, however you say it. And then Andrew Tate and Brittany Renner. Although Brittany wasn't very loud, I almost thought Andrew was like flirting with her, but in his like,
don't fall for it, Brittany. He won't wife you.
Yeah. In that, like, I'm gonna be a boss man, but treat you bad, but like give you one thing and that one little bit of hope to make you hooked.
Yeah.
I think you can change me as a man.
Yeah.
Women do this too,
Andrew
by the way.
Tate's a mess. Listen, Andrew Tate is a mess. I just want to, I want to come out and say that right now before y'all come for me, because I'm sure the way I hashtag this video, somebody's gonna find me somewhere. He makes points, but he's a mess.
Yeah. Well,
that one, I'm not sure that I would brag. I know the Fresh and Fit, well, not so much Fresh, but Myron brags about being friends with him, and I just don't know that I would brag about that man.
no, no. But you know,
Godspeed, buddy. Godspeed in the Romanian jail. Good luck to you. But
oh, I wonder if they've made an episode about Romanian jail on that Netflix show. The guy goes into those jails and lives there for like a couple days.
I mean, the more, so I kind of did a little bit of like watching videos about it. And so he's being arrested on alleged accusations of sex trafficking. And I don't know all the details, but what little I've seen and what clips I've seen on Twitter, like Brittany Venti, if you guys really want to, like, she's posted a bunch of videos, but through his own words, and I've heard him say this on Fresh and Fit a couple times, like he lives in Romania on purpose because the corruption is easy. So that's red flag number one. He has admitted to stealing money from these women. That's red flag number two.
Yup.
He does have the webcam business, which he said he has. So there was a thing that I saw that was basically, and I can't remember the three things, but if it checks off three boxes, which is what they're looking for, like he's basically done. And he's already, like, the box he's checked off for sure that we all know that we can prove is the fraud thing, where he's like been stealing money from these girls. So it's like fraud, force, and fear, I think, are the three that they look for: fraud, force, and fear. And force is obviously like you're forced into lifestyle, and fear is you can't leave. So if they can prove that he like wouldn't give passports back and they weren't allowed to, like, he's in trouble. But he loves bragging about the fact that he's in Romania because it's so easy corrupted and like pay off people, right? I feel like at some point the authorities, whether this all is true or not, we're going to be like, oh, you think? Knock, knock, knock. You know, like, stop bragging.
Yeah.
About it, dude.
Yeah.
But innocent until proven guilty. So we'll see. But there's a lot happening there. There's a lot.
It's going to be very interesting the next couple months. I'm sure Rakate is going to cover it.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure Rakate is about to have a field day with this because it's a legal nightmare, because you're talking about webcam, which means that they're distributed, the videos and pictures, whatever it is, distributed all over the world. So there's so many jurisdictions, ton of different laws. It's a mess. It's a mess. It's a mess.
Well, we will have to see what happens.
But that's not what we're talking about tonight. We're talking about the feminism part of it and the red pill part. I just wanted to get that out there before y'all came for us. We were in no way on the Andrew Tate bandwagon. That doesn't mean he hasn't said things that you're like, bro, he's totally right.
He's actually right. I guess before we do that, let's go through some of these super chats. We got Cajun Corey, new member message for 6 months. Welcome back. Thank you.
Thank you.
Frank Cool, 6 months membership. Happy New Year. Thank you. Tall, Dark, and Gruesome, member message for 5 months. Evening, ladies and chat. Thank you, guys.
Woo!
I'm going to get you to read the rest. My voice is turning hoarse and I need a drink of water.
Okay. Am I on the super chats?
I'll hold them up.
Oh. $1.99 from Jonathan Hurst. Go Tit and love for tugs. Thank you, Jonathan. I haven't seen you in a hot minute. It's good to be back. Okay, I'll let you pull these up. I'm not gonna touch it. Chewy for $5. It's glad to see Poor Choices back on Wednesdays. Shout out to the ladies at Christian's Tailgate, McIntyre's, and Bottled Blonde. Chewy, the day you are not at one of these three places will be the day the world ends, and I'll be very sad. So thank you, Chewy. Smile a while. I don't know. Well, it's up. We're going to talk about it. Tugs and X-Ray. It is partially your fault that I'm now in a serious relationship for the first time in 8 years.
What?
When people ask how we met, one of your streams is actually part of my story. I need you to type this story out.
Oh my God. We need to have a chat about this. We'll have a chat
about
this. We'll have a chat about this. Yes.
And congrats.
I love this. We made a relationship happen. Yay.
Uninadvertently opened a dating site. I don't really know.
Maybe. I don't know. We'll find out.
That's two now, right? Alicia and Johnny, and now Smile and her, and her person.
Yes. And we don't even mean it. That's the best part.
Nope. I think I read this one already, but we'll do it again. Probable for $5. I loved at the end when the trans said, "Remember, you are perfect just the way you are." Weird advice from someone who got their junk topped off. Yeah. Eli is something. I don't know. Darian for $4.99. I've been on the Fresh and Fit and Just Pearly Things and Valuetainment. Oh, I've not watched Valuetainment. Rabbit Hole for a few months now. So good. Yeah.
I should check out Valuetainment. I haven't seen any of those videos.
Is that Destiny? Who's Destiny? Somebody can tell me.
From what I hear, Destiny is. I don't know if people on. I don't want to call it our side, but the people I know, they're not a huge fan of him. Maybe he's a big Twitch streamer. I think. I'm not sure. But who knows? I don't know. There's so many people out there. This internet is so big.
They're everywhere. I know.
Yeah. I'll find out what valuetainment is. Learning about so many different channels.
Yeah. Too many.
Too many.
Oops. John Thomas for $10. Good evening, ladies. Missed y'all last week. Glad X-ray is better. It's probably good. I don't debate these people because I'd be like, look, boy, girl. Boy, girl. Look, boy, girl.
Look, boy.
Look, boy.
I don't know.
I don't think I pronounced that correct.
I don't know. I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong.
From Port. Hi, darling. $2. I think I speak for all. We are glad y'all are back. I'm glad we're back.
Thank you. I'm glad we're back.
We're back on Poor Choices. Everything's coming together.
Yup. The world is at peace again.
We're back in our rotation.
I actually felt so bad last week. I really, really wanted to do it, but I was like, I don't think my voice can survive.
She was 100 dead.
Yeah.
110%
and
dead.
I need to be in bed for like another 2 days. 3 days, actually.
She was dying. We can still hear. Is that me? Maybe that's me. I don't have my Discord open.
It might be you because I've disabled all my notifications now.
Mother trucker.
Yeah. Crash Mono for $5. My new conspiracy theory is that Andrew Tate is a Fed and it's all a psyop in hopes that some desperate incel will do something bad.
That would be an interesting. Thank you for the $5, Mono. That would be an interesting. That's my thing too. Like he's always like, "Oh, the Matrix, the Matrix," and I'm pretty sure that's a spot on impression. The Matrix. I'm like, dude, the Matrix isn't real. Like I get you. Like you started it as like a metaphor, and I'm here for it. But now you're just like you're taking it a little far. It's like there was not enough pepperoni on my pizza. The Matrix. I'm like, oh god, here we go. All right, how do I disable?
If you go to your settings and go to streamer, you'll see something called streamer mode, and then I just turns it all off once you enable it.
Okay. Mode.
It's Chewy for $5. Next Wednesday, I will be live at Acme Oyster for the next Wednesday for the Calvin Sampson Coaches Show while seeing some poor choices. Oh, you have such a wild life. Like, I don't go out.
It's wild.
Yeah, I went out for the first time today after being home for 4 days. It's been great.
We're taking Duke starts. Poor Duke. Speaking of going out, we haven't been out really in a while, but Duke starts his new shift on Sunday, 8:30 p.m. to 8:30 a.m. So he's grave. So Saturday, I was like, guess what we're gonna do? We're gonna go to Stoney's, which is a country bar here, and we're gonna dance and be out late. So you can start getting used to being. He's like, great.
As long as he sleeps in, that's the important part.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah. So Sundays, I mean, at least for this week I can do probably Witcher on Sunday, but I don't know how long he's gonna have this shift for. So we're gonna figure it out, guys. I promise. Anyway, sorry.
We will figure it out. Figure it out. Cajun Corey for $1.99. Boobs, so Max can show up. I don't know if Max can physically show up, but he's with us in spirit. He has things weekly on this time frame. So unfortunately, we miss you, Max, but he will be back in a couple weeks.
We do mix Max. Yeah, see, exactly, Elizabeth. I can't stand people saying the Matrix was a straight face. Again, it's an analogy for the deep state, but it really doesn't, especially when you start like applying it, which he's done. And I don't know, maybe he's just trying to be funny, but oh my god. He got arrested. He's like, the Matrix got me. And you're like, oh, good Lord, here we go.
Wow, that just sounds so...
The Matrix. Hi, Dr.
Weird.
Rachel. Oops.
Hi, Dr. Rachel. But yeah, okay. So, there's one more. Bird Up for $5. Will X-Ray Girls next rating stream have Gary's Feed the Duck music? No, I want that very clear music or clear sound. I could make a version with Feeding the Ducks because I want to put all the audio together and have it continuous, so it's almost like you can hear the whole story straight through. It'll be a video at some point. But that's the plan. But anyways, yes, thank you, Bird Up, for the $5. You tagged this, so have you listened to this? Southern Belle.
No, I have
starts a new
not. Have
podcast.
you? I forgot all about it. I
No.
saw his post about it, and I was like, "Oh, Ruben's comment."
Wasn't this like the most dramatic podcast? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, that's what it's called. Yeah.
I kind of want to listen to it just because I'm sure he's gonna drop something we've not heard.
Listen. I love Chris Harrison, and I'll probably listen to his podcast. I don't know, but unless you are giving me the tea,
Yeah, I don't want to listen to it. It has to be like, what the freak happened? Down to the details.
Yeah, tell me everything. Although I don't think that he can, because isn't he still a producer?
He might have credit. I have no idea.
I don't know either. Either way, unless you're spilling the tea, sir, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
Yeah. So let's go into some more, like, I kind of want to talk about, especially, I love Pearly Things reactions.
Hmm.
Oh, the details.
I'm listening.
I love how when she talks to these women, for example, we talked about the Lizzo body. That's the first thing that that comes to mind, and how everyone's always like, yes, Lizzo, slay queen, 10 out of 10, all this stuff. And I'm like, that was the first time I probably looked into these types of feminism. What's this all about? Is there such thing as a hot feminist? Because I'm wondering.
Maybe Angelina Jolie. Jennifer Aniston.
Are they feminists? Would they go out? Would they go out and protest to the extent that some of these other women have? I don't know.
I don't know. You messaged me on. Okay, I'm trying to find this. I'm listening. I don't know. I would say I feel like oh, there she is.
Chat's just like, saying nope. Trust me, nope.
What about guys? Hear me out. Angelina Jolie.
Is she
maybe not now?
I don't know.
Is she considered feminist? I don't know. I mean, let's think about this. Rebel Wilson, although she's lost a little weight now, so she looks better. But Rebel Wilson, meh. Melissa McCarthy, not really. What's her bucket from House of the Dragon? The main girl. She's pretty in House of the Dragon, but in real life, not so much. She's got that boy cut, wears boy clothes, is confused. No, you might be right. Ashley Judd was hot back in the day. So was what's her bucket? Alyssa Milano. But I feel like these women that we're talking about, for the most part, except for Emma Watson, when they were younger, I wouldn't necessarily classify them as like hardcore feminists. But now that they are older and they've all aged so terribly, whereas like, and Angelina, well, she's pretty quiet, but Alyssa Milano is a really good one. Bette Midler, even though she wasn't conventionally pretty, like back in the day, like she had pipes and she was funny and people liked her as an actress and she was cool, and now she's just like, oh.
Things have changed, and that's why I say, like, they protest these things and want this equality, especially for people who aren't as good looking, because they're not good looking anymore.
Kind of like, it's almost like it twists their faces,
Yeah. You want dating advice?
Oh God.
I don't know. You have to ask specific questions.
Emma Darcy, that's her name. A Negroni.
Emma Darcy. Oh, wait. I feel like I know that name.
House of the Dragon girl.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I think they are a they.
Right? Don't know. I think so. Who knows, really? I don't know. She's a woman. Listen, the reason you're good at playing female characters is because you are one. Just throwing it out there.
Biologically, she's one. So there we go. Yeah. And I mean, like, I don't want to get into too much of like the trans talk, because I mean, this whole like, what is a woman? We will say anyone who presents at this point and can pass, we'll say can pass as a female. Because I will say Eli did not know about the junk. I wouldn't have known about the junk
You know, me neither. Yeah, she's one of those. He's whatever you want. She's been a female for a while now, so we'll go with it. Is one of those that, yeah, no, I would never have known that was a man at one point, to be honest.
Yeah, because I mean, like, people have come up, especially this past week, saying that they were trans and they did not. Wow, Beyonce is a feminist. She even lets her man sleep with anything that won't.
You know what, though? Let's give Beyonce a little bit of props. Actually, Beyonce is what a lot of these guys in the manosphere and the red pill movement talk about when they say when you have a high value man, he's going to step out on you because he has options. Beyonce is a perfect example of exactly what these men are talking about. She earns so much money, et cetera, et cetera. Jay-Z, arguably, not so much anymore, but at one point was top dog of the rap and R&B, right, scene. High value man, earns a ton of money, has a lot of street cred. They get married. He still cheats on her because men in general, right? Again, the whole red pill thing says that men don't care about your career, which I'm feeling like, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. They don't care that you have money. She has the money. She's drop dead gorgeous in most men's opinions. He cheats on her and she weighed her options. And she went, I'm in my mid 30s, almost 40. I could leave him. And, because he cheated on me, I could throw a fit and leave him and leave my kids with a broken home. Or I could suck it up, write a song or two about it, make a bunch of money, and stay with this man. And this is when she did that. Now I'm listening to all this talk from these guys. The perfect example. Honestly, Pearl and them should bring it up more often.
Maybe one day they will. But I mean, I don't know. I will never stand for the cheating. But that's just me personally.
Yeah. But in the general aspect of it, like their point is, like, if you are trying to date like a certain man, you're looking for the top 10, top 5, top 20, whatever.
Top 1%.
They're going to have those options, and it's a very high chance that they're going to at some point. May not be the first day, may not be a year, maybe 10 years, whatever. Blah. Right, exactly. Beyonce literally cannot do any better. And she realized that. So mad props to her for realizing it. Like, hey, if this is with the lifestyle you want, you need to stay. Like, kudos to her. But yeah.
Dang, girl. Yeah, you're very right about that. That situation. Unfortunately, a good example. Most of us aren't like that.
Well, that's the thing, I don't know. It's just interesting. I just think that these guys, Allie, if Allie wants to, but like Pearl, Fresh, all these guys that have they need to use Beyonce. I don't know why they don't, but they should use Beyonce as an example when they're talking about that kind of stuff. Like, this is what I mean. And these girls are fighting back. Like, that's disrespectful. That's this. Like, why would I stay with that guy? And then they turn around and they say, well, Beyonce did it, and then it's like, oh, I don't know. If I had those shows, I would bring up Beyonce because she's a perfect example of what they're talking about.
The question is, can we make more examples or examples that we know of? Because, I mean, she can write a song, make millions off this song. Not everyone's going to express this stuff about cheating. Well, besides Will and Jada.
Oh, God, Will and Jada. That poor guy.
Yeah. Talk about a woman having the man by the balls. And that's the funny part is I actually think he's more high value than she is.
Oh, yeah.
Yet,
well,
yet she runs the relationship. So I don't know what that dynamic at home is. It's very interesting. It's very interesting.
Oh my
God. Oh my God. Brian says, if ex-girl wouldn't stand for cheating, would Mark come back crawling? Or would Mark come crawling back?
Oh my God.
Wow. Mark, would you crawl back to me?
Well, now this is true. I will agree with this, and I've talked about this before. She doesn't always agree with everything, but I think what I think is making her so popular, and what I like, and I've talked about this before, CJ's called me out on it. She says the same things, but for whatever reason, we women tend to resonate better when another woman.
We digest it better. Well, our first thing was just being like both of us have admitted we've watched Fresh and Fit, and we're like, that's just mean.
Well. And I still, sometimes the two of them, I don't know. Well, not so much Fresh. I think Fresh is the darker guy, not Myron, the other guy. I think they call him, I think he's the Fresh and Fit, but I like him a lot better. He seems to be a little bit more level-headed, whereas Myron just loses his mind 99% of the time.
Yeah. Now, Pearl is popular because she's a woman saying it. And the
Yeah,
thing is, she's
I'll
actually
agree with
very
you.
honest. Like, she's super honest. Like, imagine, because like Pearl is a relatively good-looking woman. Imagine if it was like a drop-dead gorgeous woman saying all of this stuff.
Yeah. Well, that's what I love about. I mean, and there's like Elizabeth's thing because she's like, it sounds fake. I mean, it might be. I don't think so. I don't get that vibe off of her. She's an average looking girl. Like she calls herself a 5. I think I'm a 5, 5'6". You know, we're average women. So I like the fact that she calls her own self out on it, and I like that she has a bunch of brothers and stuff, and she talks about all the time how they like bullied her and like knocked her off her pedestal or whatever. I think she's legit.
Yeah.
I think she kind of got caught up in it because her channel started watching Kevin Samuels and like, or not, no, her channel started watching like rap videos, and she would do funny, like, oh, I'm a white girl reacting to these videos. And then kind of, she's talked about it before. I can't remember exactly what it was, but she ended up finding Kevin Samuels' stuff. And she started reacting to his stuff. And like, that's what kind of put her on the map. And now she's like, she's just blown up. So I like her, but we'll see.
I think her opinions and how she does the algorithm and all that has worked for her. So kudos to her. I mean, her channel, like from 3 weeks ago, was at 800K, and then it popped the million cherry.
Yeah, she hit a million. I think she
ago.
hit it before the new year. I think that was her goal, and she hit it like right at it, which
like
is pretty cool.
It's crazy. And I mean, like, I know how she says the same things, but I can understand it, relate it to myself, and then implement it. Because Mark can tell you, we have living standards that we had for a while, but we were living how we were when I had 2 jobs, he had the 1 job, and then now we're going back to just 1 job each. So something that she said and other people said, would you date a man who made whatever 50, 60K, and would you be able to scale back your life so that you don't have to work and that you can live within the means?
Yeah.
And I think that was like, at least for me, like that was a big shock on me, and being like, ow. Because some of the girls were like, no, oh my God, no, I've been living at this lifestyle, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, huh, interesting. And I mean, you see parents do it all the time. They pop out kids. They're not buying new clothes. The nicest clothes, all that stuff. So I think that was like my first like super red pill moment that was like, okay, yeah, you gotta, and like really implement it into my own life. Because I mean, really, I am selfish if I push it to something that is more than what we can both feasibly make.
Yeah.
So yeah. Yeah, and I think men don't care. I think was the gist of the men, or at least Andrew Tate on that panel had said. It's the women who care about how much men.
Oh yeah, the women always care, and this is gamer word is just I've never where to go. I don't care if they're broke, and that's like right. It doesn't matter whether we're broke or not. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, it just does not matter.
Really, and like for at least for a girl, women, we put so much value in men's looks, the money they make, what else? How open you are, but only when they're available, by the way. It's not when the man is actually wanting to be open. You say these things and you don't actually mean it. And I think that's like, we put them at these standards that they cannot meet. And that's why, like, especially when you reflect back on women being like, I want someone who makes 6 figures, 6 inches.
Oh yeah, 6 figures, 6 inches,
and 6 feet tall.
6 feet, yeah.
They're like the 1%. Are you a 1% woman?
God,
because you can date someone who's at your status as a woman. I'm not talking as a man. At your status, you want to date as the same status or higher. There's not many men at like that, and they're not even at that status. I think that's the funniest part.
Yeah, it's just very interesting. Like, and a lot of these, like, if you have not watched these kind of streams and you go in, like, we're dropping these YouTube channels. If you go in to watch, especially Myron and Fresh, if you go in and you will start watching them, like, it's harsh. But I've also come to realize, like, they do these very black and white scenarios because that's what makes it click in our heads. is a very black and white, like harsh, nasty. And you're like, God dang, like that's just rude. But then you kind of think about it and you're like, oh, like they do it on purpose. They do these very black and white, very crazy scenarios or these very mean facts or whatever, because that's what makes these girls, these OnlyFans girls, all the stuff kind of like go, oh, wait, what? And that's what helped what I started. And shout out CJ was the one who got me onto it about a year ago. And he made videos and I was like, oh my God, these people are a-holes and I hate everybody. And like, what is wrong with y'all? Whatever. And then the more I like, we women tend to process things over a few days. A few days goes by and I'm like, oh snap. And if it hadn't been that black and white in your face, almost like taking a punch to the face, it would not have clicked in my head. You know, we can be like, yeah, whatever, blah, blah.
Shout out to you, CJ.
Shout out to CJ. We love CJ.
Yeah. So all those like the sixes, it's very physical, factual things. I think the harder thing is Smile brings up the very good points here. Character. How do they deal with anger? Do they make you laugh? Do they take time to understand you and your weird sense of humor? Things are very important. Like, are you like the word partnership? That's the like what comes to mind. Are you going to actually be partners in everything you do? Because, you know, are they going to provide for your family and then you provide by taking care of your family? Things like that make a difference. You don't have to be making, you know, $50,000 to take care of your family. People get paid to be a nanny, a cook, a cleaner, and you can do that for your family. That's still providing. Yeah. I find a lot of women do not like hearing that.
No, and that's my other favorite question that a lot of these same channels they will regurgitate to some of these girls, depending on the girls they have, is like, what can a man get out of you that he cannot get from a hooker, a nanny, a cook, and like a maid? Like, what can he get out of you that he cannot get from these other women? And they're like it stumps them, because really, when you think about it, like, we really don't. A baby, maybe, but technically he can also get a baby.
He can get a baby out of all of them too.
But he can get a baby out of pretty much any of it. Not that he would, because that would be stupid, but you know, it's kind of like, oh, it's wild. And I find myself like trying to think about it all the time. And Duke's like, you chill. Like, no, I need to do this.
But like everyone, we're talking about just how some women like to do this, like this threshold. The people who live in fantasy land. I think, you know, you hear people say maybe they want to make 70K. I think that's probably more. I say when I was younger, I wanted someone who at least made around the same as me.
Yeah.
That's all I asked for. Right? I don't need someone.
What's the average here in the States? I don't know what it is in Canada, but here in the States, I believe the average income for a man is about 40 grand a year. That's the average.
Yeah. But I will say your money stretches a lot farther than, like, unless you live in New York or LA, one of those big major cities. But your money goes for a lot longer. Like, I was looking at real estate in Texas. Hot damn! I could buy a house with half of my house. What's this? D-Day says, Patrice O'Neill asked women in the audience what they offer a man, and they just classified themselves as a serious.
You know what's funny is there is actually a clip. Was it Pearl's? God, all these guys are running together now. I think it might have been Pearl's stream she did with Tate, and I was like, listen, the man's got a point. He was like, if my woman or a woman comes up to me, and one of the things she says that she can offer me is I can suck your whatever real good. He's like, I'm immediately turned off. That's disgusting. You can only do that so many ways. Why are you advertising that? Like, what kind of a woman are you to just be advertising that?
Right that was the that debate with not debate, but the panel.
Was it with Pearl? Okay.
Yeah, because he and I remember because he said, I want my woman to be inexperienced.
Well, there's that, right? Yeah, he's like, that should not be like, ew. That how many men did you get to be with to get to that point where you're like brag about that? Like,
yeah, kind of thing. I was like, that's why I think the funny part is, especially with his like recent weeks, like to have a line like that. It's like, okay, but
he's not wrong. He says stuff like that, and you're like, oh. And then like I've been seriously nesting poor Duke. I've been seriously nesting with Duke. Like I made him lunch, this whole week, and he's not used to it. I'm like, look, listen, like this is our status as a woman, like not all of us, but in general, like our status, is providing for our guy. Like we make you lunch, we provide you with a clean home and a safe home, like all this stuff, blah, blah, blah. And then that way, when you open your lunch at work, or I bring you cookies at work, like, oh, for the office, they're like, oh, dang, like your girl takes care of you like that. That's like our ego, right? Your ego is to make the money, to get the nice cars, whatever. That's your status. And Tate actually brought that up. He's like, if I come home, he's like, I had a girl and I came home with my buddies one night. We were all out all night. Like she's at home, whatever. We come home. She was awake. She immediately was like, what can I get you guys to drink? Let me make you a snack, like this and that and the other. And the guys were like, and then they're going to go home and they're going to tell their girls, like, bro, we were at Tate's house and his girl made us freaking whatever it was. And that makes us feel good. Like, so I'm trying to explain this to poor Duke, who's like, I don't know what's going on.
Well, it's like when you get flowers at the office.
Yeah.
That's the equivalent.
Right. Yeah.
It's the equivalent.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Mark says, I honestly say it is a little wrong. Not every guy wants a woman with no experience. They tend to make terrible girlfriends.
Well, I think I will agree with you, especially modern women, because they're not going to listen to you. Try and tell them what to do. Try to coach them. You know what I mean? They're going to be like, I got this. I'm hot. I can do whatever I want. Back in the day, like it was preferred. I get it. See, I get what you're coming from for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I've never been with someone inexperienced, so I wouldn't know. It's extremely important to stroke your man's ego when it comes to his salary. I noticed my boyfriend was feeling down about it. I had to remind him he makes way more than the average. Soft spot for men. Yes. And we've talked about this. Compliment your men. Doesn't have to be your boyfriend, husband, fiance. Even if it's your friend, compliment them, because most men do not get complimented. It is a great way to build, a bond. And girls love it. Guys love it too. Who doesn't love a good compliment?
Yep.
So there we go. Let's see here. We got Tricky here for $10. I only saw Sydney's video about the Vice video. She said they cut her responses a lot to make her look mental a few times. The chick with the cackle is unhinged. I didn't watch Sydney's response video, so I don't know. But I heard that it was 4 hours cut down into 45 minutes?
Yeah, I want to see the full cut Vice. Give us the full 4 hours. You know what the crazy thing is they cut that 4 hours down to 45 minutes and kudos to Vice, by the way, for just leaving it as much as it is as they could. And they all still looked absolutely unhinged. Like,
yeah.
Most people that I saw anyway, not just like people who think the same way we do, people who are maybe on the fence and may lean a little left, were like, these women are nuts. And they even Vice couldn't fix it. Like it was that bad.
Yeah. I'm loving these Vice debates panels, because I looked into one about like Asians being a minority, and I'm like, oh my god,
release the Sydney cut.
Yes, release the Sydney cut. Oh my goodness. Crash for $5. Have you seen Pearly's new channel, Wife School with Pearl? I should watch that.
I should watch that.
Being a good wife is very hard, and Mark has noted that I'm a happy person, but I also am working out now too. So I think between fulfilling my wifely duties and working out, it's a lot of dopamine. And I changed my diet. Keto flu is a thing.
Yeah, buddy. I'm struggling because I'm still working, right? I have my lease and stuff, so I need to still be working. I'm still working, so I'm at work all day, and then I come home, like I'm making dinner for the both of us, and I'm not complaining, but it's hard to balance. Like I don't know how these women who want to be boss babes want to work the rest of their life, like between cleaning the house and meal prepping this weekend so that we both have food for the week. Like I want to make sure he has a lunch, because he's going to be on an ambulance. He's not going to have an access to a microwave. So he needs like cold type of foods that he can just like scoop up with a spoon or a fork or whatever. My lunch for work. coming home and then doing dinner and making sure I mean, like, I'm like, this would be so much easier if I didn't have a job. Oh my God. Like,
significantly. So I get it. I get it.
can't wait.
And like I spend probably between 1 to 2 hours per day doing a little bit of cleaning because I don't want to do it all at once.
Oh yeah.
And it always piles up. It always piles up. Today,
Yeah,
I didn't even get to any cleaning, so I was like, blah.
right? And then you're like, okay, what are we gonna eat tonight? Oh God, I can't wait. But yes, I've seen Wife Squad. I've only seen the one episode. I know she's dropped a couple. I'm a little bit behind, but I love it too because she's like, I'm learning too. She's like, because she's 26, she's single. And she's like, I'm kind of learning too. And I guess one of the people, I don't know if it's dropped yet, but one of the women she has on that's going to teach her stuff, like she makes all her own food from like scratch.
Oh, I love those TikToks, especially with those women with the bento boxes. Then they make
Yeah.
lunches for kids. It's so freaking cute. And like this has been a long thing that's happened, especially with Asian cultures, like Japanese like lunches. You've seen them. They're super adorable.
Yes.
So
yep. And I
what's
found a bunch
this?
of recipes online that I'm like, okay, well, chicken you can eat. Once you cook it, you can eat it cold, depending on the chicken. Like, oh, just
Sorry, we're talking about being wives.
I know. I just can't wait. Like every day, I'm like, I can't wait to not be at this job for 9 hours of my life.
Yeah.
Right.
And I used to like I dated someone where the wife was retired, the mom wife, like yeah.
Mhm.
And she's always like, it takes so long to do everything. And now that I'm doing that more so, because during the day I don't really do content, like where'd the time go?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yep. I'm lucky too. I have like Duke was home with me over the weekend. And so I was like, look, listen, like I want to vacuum. We need to like I'm gonna do Lysol wipes and like whatever and like clean, not a super deep clean, but it's been a while. I've been putting it off because I want to spend as much time with him as possible.
Mhm.
And he was like, okay, and he helped me, which was a new
That's
thing
nice.
for me. I'm like, you want to help? Yay! We got it done in I think it took us like a little over an hour, maybe an hour and a half kind of thing. So we were able to knock it out. But yeah. Ugh.
This does too, but I've learned to relax on a few things. I've learned to relax.
Yeah. I mean, as long as you can get the little things cleaned up, you take a Lysol, even if it's just a Lysol wipe and you wipe down the the counters, that helps. It helps.
Mhm.
Oops, sorry. I'm so sorry. I
That's
accidentally
okay.
clicked it. I didn't mean to.
Oh, go ahead.
She's done one about how to dress. I can't remember another one premiered tonight. She just dropped one tonight.
Nice. Speaking of dressing, I love how some of the girls were like, tell me how you feel about this topic. If you were to go out a night out and Duke was like, I have a bad feeling or don't go out. I don't want you to go out.
Oh, yeah.
How would you do that?
Yeah.
How would you respond?
So I actually just had this happen today.
What?
And I wasn't being serious when I said it, but I should have said no first. So the whole going out this weekend, a friend of mine texted me like, hey, we're gonna go to this country bar this weekend, blah, blah, blah. And I said to Duke, when I went and got him from orientation, I was like, so a friend of mine, like, we gotta get you staying up late anyway, so you can get used to this new shift. Like, let's go to Stoney's, it's a country bar and we'll have a lot of fun and blah, blah. And he was like, oh yeah, I guess. And I was like, well, do you not want to go? Because if you don't want to go, that's fine. And he was like, well, what if I said no? Like, would you go without me? And jokingly, I was like, oh yeah, I'm just going to go without you. Like, it'll be fine. No, I would not actually go without him. I would stay home. But he was kind of like, and I was like, no, I'm not being serious. I would not actually go without you. Like, no, I would stay home. If you don't want to go, like, we don't have to go. It's okay, kind of thing. And he's like, no, it'll be fun. But oops. But no, I would not go. And I think one of the scenarios in one of the videos I watched, Pearl was on somebody else's channel. And I don't know who this guy is, but he was like, you get invited to go on somebody's yacht. You're seeing a guy and you get invited to go on somebody's yacht. You and this guy are not like exclusive, but you've been seeing each other for a while. Things are going good. He treats you nice. Like, he's not a bad guy or whatever. And you get invited to go to this yacht party. And you tell him about it. And he said, like, hey, the question was, would you tell him about it? And if you do, and he said no, how would you react? And the girls were like, well, yeah, I would tell him about it. But if he said no, I would go anyway.
I think the hard part is, well, because
we all know what happens on the yacht parties, people. Okay, like, chill.
I don't know. I've not been to a yacht party.
Me neither, but I've heard stories. Okay, listen, you're not there for free. There's drugs, there's champagne.
Okay. Well, that's different. I thought this was like I saw the only time I've seen yacht parties was selling Sunset and there was no drugs, just alcohol, but I've been on enough yachts to know what happens. Oh my goodness. Well, I mean, I if that's the case, that's the case. I don't want to go to that type of party. I thought it was like a chill drive around the lake type of party.
Yeah, no. Well, okay, for old poor people like we are, yes, but for the Miami OnlyFans Instagram model girls, they get invited on yachts, and there's usually, and I'm not saying these girls do the drugs, but there's usually some sort of fancy drug of the illegal variety.
I don't do drugs. Nope.
A lot of alcohol, champagne. The guys are hot. The girls are hot. Everybody is half naked. Ay.
Yeah. No, thank you.
We know where this goes.
This is also true. Who wants to go to a yacht party right now? You're crazy.
It is very true.
Thanks, Brian. Yeah, I think yacht parties are different in Canada. Oh my goodness. So I don't think this has happened with Mark where he's ever said no. When I go out, it's usually hang out with friends one-on-one or a group of girls. I've hung out with my hiking friends, and those ones I trust with my life. But and he's met them. There's no like separation. I think that if you keep people separate in your lives, then red flag. But like, say if I wanted to go clubbing, it would have to be a really special event.
Yeah.
Bachelorette, and I'd probably go home early.
Yeah.
I would tell Mark, hey, I'm just gonna get the girls to the club, make sure they're good and happy there, and I'm gone. I don't think I would want to stay. If he told me that he isn't okay with that, I'd be like, okay, I'll go for the first part, and then when they go to the club, I'll go home. Yeah. I think that's a good compromise. Yeah, because I would not go to a club.
Go to dinner and not go to the club. Yeah, my God, my clubbing days are over.
Yeah. But like, even like, for example, say like Tugs and I was in Vegas. Duke was working. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think we would even go to the country bar.
No, but I talked about it, and I said to you, I was like, Mark obviously is invited. Like, I don't know if that's like his thing and whatever, but I had talked about it because I love this bar we go to. It's so chill. It's a locals place, a bunch of regulars. We all go and whatever. And I usually go with friends. And at the time, Duke and I were not together. We were talking, but we weren't like official or anything like that. And so, I had talked to her about like, and Max too, like, let's go like as a group, like it'll be fun, I'll take you guys to my local country bar, like you guys will have a blast or whatever. And like, if that was the same situation and he had to work, like, I think that would be okay, but I would ask him first, like, are you okay with this? And I have before, like there was just a few, what is it? January, a month ago, 2 months ago, roughly, John Kokoza and the guys from Salty Nerd who are based out here in Vegas, John Kokoza was in town and he was like, hey, I want to do lunch. Is that okay? And at first, I thought it was just going to be the two of us. I was like, let me hang out. I'll get back to you. And I immediately messaged Duke and was like, hey, this is who this person is. He's a photographer. Like, he took photos of Gary, for at the meetup and blah, blah, blah. Like, are you okay? He wants to do lunch and meet up and talk shop or whatever. Like, are you okay with that? And he was like, yeah, of course. Like, why wouldn't I be? I was like, well, because it's your girl along with the guy. Like, you don't know this guy. You've never met him before. Like, are you sure? Are you okay with it? And he's like, yeah. And it turned out like the Salty Nerd guys were there. So it ended up being a group of us. So it was fine. But I immediately messaged him and was like, are you okay with this? And if he had said no, then I would have told John no. Plain and simple.
Mark says, I'm okay with hanging out at the hotel and playing on my Steam Deck. Line dancing isn't my thing for what I assume are obvious reasons.
I figured that much, but I wasn't sure if you would want to go. Like the beers are cheap, the atmosphere is, the people are good, they're cowboys. We're all cowboys, country people, like that kind of. Anyway, really where I was going with it, but fine.
Oh my God, yeah. I think majority of the audience in the chat right now are, I'd say, late 20s, mid 30s, 40s, maybe 50s. So I don't know. I'm too old for the club. I don't want the loud music. I would maybe say if clubbing was between 7 to 10, I would be so down for clubbing.
We should open our own club that's
We'll call it the
open
old
between
school club.
like 6 and 11. I'll do 6 and 11. We'll do an even like 6 and 11. It's 30 and over. We serve reasonably priced drinks, charcuterie boards up the wazoo. We play the music at a normal level instead of
Yes,
that
we can
whole, like,
talk.
yeah, and we shut down at 11 o'clock.
I mean, that's not really a club. It's more like a lounge.
We can call it like 30 and over. We can call it Poor Choices 30 and over edition. I don't know, but I feel like that would make so much money.
Poor Choices Clubbing Edition.
Yeah, Poor Choices
I'm
Clubbing
here for
Edition.
this.
30 and over, 30 and over. Because I feel like once you hit 30, we all have the same issues.
Yeah, Eric K, I believe you. You're a party animal. You're still a party animal.
When I worked for the hotels back in 2012, because you get like comps, front desk and stuff, you make friends. We used to go clubbing all the time, and it was all comped. We all brought like $20 for a tip for the waitress. Everything was comped. We got the VIP tables with the champagne. Oh, it was fun. I couldn't do it now. It makes me exhausted just thinking about it.
We can call it the PC Lounge.
I love that.
Maybe one day if we ever blow up, okay, guys? If we ever blow up.
Yeah, yeah. Listen, and here's the thing too, and maybe this is just me because I don't really have any single friends anymore, but if your girlfriend's got a lot of single girlfriends, watch out.
Yeah, it's tough because like I know girls who've married young and you still want to be friends.
Yeah.
And maybe you haven't had kids yet. You want to be friends with your friends.
But it's hard when they start getting married. Like I was the last single one. And it was hard for me to hang out with my taken friends because you don't have anything in common, right? Like they're talking about, and not that they were rude or anything, and I was never rude, but you kind of lose a little bit of common ground because they're talking about, especially if they're married, they're talking about their houses and whatever married couples talk about. And so when I was single, it was really hard. And now that I'm taken, I'm like, oh, I get it. Like I get why. I don't cut anybody out. I think anybody that cuts anybody out as friendship goes just because you got a boyfriend or girlfriend is rude.
Oh my God. It's not in the good nature of a good friendship,
Yeah.
When you get enveloped in a relationship, sure, you can get enveloped, but like still chat. Text me back, girl.
Yeah, reach out, geez. Like people who cut people out of their lives just because they got a boyfriend or a girlfriend or a fiance or whatever are the worst.
They clearly don't know how to manage relationships, so that's not the person I'd want in my life.
Yeah.
Dang, Crash Mondo for $100 starting the PC Lounge Fund. I mean, one day we could be entrepreneurs. You know what would end up happening? This is probably what ended up happening. It would be a farm, farm in the day, and then it would be kind of a country chic bar with the line dancing. And I think that'd be more fun. And of course, we close by, it depends on the interest. Close by 10, 11 for the older people. And then if we want to venture into making money from younger people, we could have the younger crowd in the later hours where they want to go out.
Listen, but there are rules though, okay? And by younger, we mean 25. All right, I don't want no 21-year-olds.
18 to 21s. No. They're messy. I love. Okay, so I know drinking age is younger in Canada. It's 19, and you can tell when someone's had a birthday.
Oh yeah.
And they're out for the first time. They're puking out on the sidewalk. I mean, I don't know what happens in Vegas because some of those club entrances are like in the mall area. So
listen, you know dang well why. Gosh darn well why.
But yeah. Vineyard with bar music. I would love that.
You do that on the weekends.
And then we could have like weddings there. Like realistically.
We could do my wedding there.
Guys. I mean, we talked about things, Tugs and I. By the way, this is another thing.
By the way, I was like, so this is the one extra girl thinks it would look good.
And what did he say?
He was like, oh, I bet it is. I was like, well, obviously not this particular one because it's like $100 bazillion, but like this cut is what I'm talking, the halo.
Yeah. So I've had many conversations with girls, and this always comes up. Why do girls need to have 1 carat at least for their middle diamond?
I don't know. I never really thought about it, to be honest with you. I didn't know what was. So what was? I clearly know nothing about jewelry, as I told you the other day.
So when you have a diamond, they grade it by the carats, which is a bunch of different things that they measure, and it ends up being like the size of your diamond, or collectively how many carats all the little diamonds make all around the ring. But women tend to, and I fall in this trap, want a 1 carat diamond at least. Status, money, value, and it meets a threshold.
Yeah.
I always thought I need someone to at least pay for that. You know, what was that ad? That jewelry store that was like, show you love your woman to get engaged by giving them a ring. Realistically, I did not need an engagement ring of that size. I wanted actually something pretty small. And actually, I told Mark, I would love to have your mother's ring. I don't care what it looks like. No, it wasn't.
I love your ring.
Diamonds are physically worthless. You should buy it because all slaves are physically. Yes, and I think that's a major thing. I actually wanted a morganite ring, but I couldn't wear it to work because the diamond, the morganite, it gets really dirty looking with sanitizer, and it's harder. It could be hard to clean.
Oof. Well, and then there's the women who have, and I sent you this video. This one woman was like, I want an 8 carat ring. And I don't know
yes, I might have.
I don't know what that means. Pearl didn't know what that meant. So she specified it, and I about fell out of my chair. I told Duke, we've been talking about rings before, and I was like, you can get one that'll look decent or be nice, like for like under $2,000. I said under 1,000, under $2,000, under 1,000. I was like, look, listen, and we popped into a jewelry store, and I told the guy, I was like, I'm looking for this under this budget. And he was like, okay. And he pulled one out, and it's so cute. And it was so pretty. And it looked really good on my hand. I'm just saying. And I was like, look, see, I told you. And he was kind of like, huh. I was like, I don't need, look, this whole, like, you need to spend 3 times your paycheck or whatever. Like,
for 3 months? No.
Absolutely not, friends. Like, what in the world? Like, And one, I don't want anything like that pricey because A, it gets stolen. Like, I don't want to get mugged if I'm wearing it outside. 2, I'm probably gonna catch it on something. I don't want it to break. Like, no, immediately no, absolutely not.
I'm just trying to find what did I send it to you on Instagram?
The one I sent you?
No, I wanted to show. Okay, so I can't find one with 8 carat in a comparison, but I'll show you guys a picture here. So this is a 1 carat. So this is
I would say that's like average. The 1 carat between a 1 and a 2, I feel like is like the average what I see on my friends' fingers and stuff, depending on the guy. But yeah, I would say probably, but yeah, between the 1 and a 2. And then you have the 5. Look how big this is. So this video I sent X-Ray Girl, this girl was like, I want an 8 carat diamond on my finger. And if you can't provide that for me, then I don't want you. And she's like, what is 8 carat? Like, how much is that worth? And she's like, oh, it's $200,000.
Did she even make that?
$100,000 for, I'm like, that's a house.
That is a house.
Like, that's a house.
But even like say a 2 carat, 1 carat can be from 1,500 to 16,000. A 2 carat can be 6,000 to 80,000. So the price jumps significantly higher with each carat. Just insane. Absolutely insane. Do you want to see the video then?
You want to play it? Oh yeah. Do you want me to
I haven't seen it, so.
The one I sent you?
Yeah, here.
Oh yeah. Oh, you got it? Okay, here we go.
Let me know if you can hear it.
You care? Okay, would you be cool with a guy that makes less money, but he's a hard worker, like he's ambitious? Yeah. Okay, so like if he was making like, let's say he just started his own business, but he makes $45,000 a year, would you date him?
He wouldn't be able to afford my engagement ring. I'm getting an 8 carat cushion cut vintage engagement ring. If you make $45,000 a year, it would take you 4 years? No. 8 years? To afford
Wait, how much?
Well-
I don't know anything about rings. How much is that?
about $200,000.
Girl, you want a $200,000? Are you insane?
She belongs to the streets.
Here's my best part about this. Okay, this is a terrible pause, but my best part about this, girl, listen, girl, you are average looking at best. She's a little bit like, if you watch a little bit more of this interview Pearl did with her, she's a little bit heavy set. She's not obese, but she's a little bit heavy set. She's average looking at best. She makes good money. She's like a what's the word I'm looking for? An events coordinator kind of thing. She works like the big Tortuga Festival, Coachella, like, so she makes a good amount of whatever what she does. She works in the entertainment industry, and she makes what she's saying money wise. She makes that much.
That's crazy.
You want somebody that makes even or more, but at 200, nobody. I don't care how rich you are. Like, even the celebrities, I think the highest ring I've seen a celebrity pay for his girlfriend was like a $50,000 engagement ring, right? I think J-Lo's was like $30,000. Like, they aren't even going to spend 200. Like, girl, and you're
Oh
not
no,
even
those rings, I've seen some of them rings. They're really expensive. This is an example of an 8-carat ring. It's like your whole finger.
She belongs to the streets. Like, look at how big that is. Like, first of all, you're getting mugged.
Yeah.
You are getting robbed.
Like, seriously, this is not a good idea to wear out and about. Like, that is insane. That is insane. Now, something I've shown a lot of women, 1 carat. This is 0.9, 0.8 carat. Is that the difference between a 0.8 to 0.9 to 1 is very minuscule. Like, look at this.
It is. Like, can you imagine, Liz, like Elizabeth, I'm sorry, I called you Liz.
Yeah.
Elizabeth, like, can you imagine getting a ring that big and then like trying to do dishes or literally anything?
Mhm.
I know. Why?
Like, you can't cleaning it would be so difficult. Look at the difference between a 0.9 and 1. Isn't that crazy?
It's
2 millimeters.
Oh, that's not even like, you can't even really, like, side by side you can see it, but you wouldn't be able to tell just looking
You can
at it.
save $1,000 that way. I'm just
Only
telling you.
16% of men earn 6 figures a year. Thank you. And is that US stats? I think that's the United States. Or is that worldwide? I don't know. That I would not be surprised if that was worldwide, to be honest.
Yeah. Buy a house. I would love to be proposed to with a house. If that was 200 carat ring versus a house. Please and thank you. Y'all are crazy if you want that. This is insane. But anyways, that lady is crazy. Delusional as a says sometimes.
And then you find, like, the more you watch it, you find out that she's 30, has never had a boyfriend, period. She has all these like super high standards. I'm like,
and that's where you know, when people say lower your standards at wanting money figures like this, y'all need to lower your standards, okay?
Right, yeah, this is what we mean by lowering your standards. God, women always go, when we say like you need to lower your standards or you need to average your standard, whatever it is. Women always go to the worst. Like, oh, you want me to be with a guy that treats me bad? No, I want you to stop trying to get into the top 16% of men when you look like a 5. Like, relax. Good God. I don't even know if she's a 5, but 5 is probably generous. I'm sure if I asked Myron, he'd be like, she's a 2. But
if she at least gave an effort, like, let's share this screen. And I think I would say Pearly looks a lot prettier.
Thank you. Okay, yeah. I mean, you paused it, but yes, Pearl is way prettier than this girl. Like, and she's younger. So out of the two, let's play pretend. Out of these two, Pearl is 26. This woman is 30. Let's say they had the same standards. Who do you think the top 16% man is going to go for out of the two? He's going to go for Pearl solely because, 1, she's better looking, but 2, she's younger, which means she won't be in a geriatric pregnancy, which you are, no matter who you are, when you hit age 30.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
She's more likely to give that man, even with the $200,000 ring, healthy babies. Like, what?
Yep. And that's the thing. Like, maybe you could have asked for this when you were 18.
I can't.
Maybe, very small maybe. I gotta see what you look like, and
you're more likely to get it at 18, to be honest. Like,
yeah.
You know, the Tates, the Pitts, the Bezos, the who am I looking at? The Elons, What? Absolutely. You want a $200,000 ring? Absolutely. At 18? With the
No, you're gonna get more than 200K back from the woman when she births those babies, taking care of you and all that stuff.
this is my thing, right? Like and there's a lot of I actually saw this thing on Instagram scrolling through today. This girl was like, my man is well off. He bought me a really nice ring. She goes, I won't tell you the price, but it was quite a bit. She goes, he also bought me a fake one that was like $60 that I can wear when I'm waitressing at my job and when I'm doing things that I shouldn't be wearing a pricey ring without him by my side, she kind of thing. I'm like, that's actually pretty genius. I have a fake one I'll probably wear, if I'm doing hard labor or if I'm in like a shady part of town or, you know what I mean? It's just like, oh, I can't. See, like it's tricky. See, and I said a 5. Where is she? See?
Well, we only see her face. I mean, maybe she has a nice body. We don't know.
You see her a little more, like if you watch a little bit, it's on Pearl's channel, just Pearly Things. It's in the shorts section. If you watch, there's like 4 or 5 of them. The girl just gets even more delusional, but she's a little bit on the heavier side. Like she's not obese or anything like that, but she's a little bit like, the wings, and you can see it. She's got a little bit of weight on her. So she's not like super skinny or anything like that, which is
yeah. We got front porch for $2. Time for the quarter of the hour team drink. Cheers. I drank a lot of water. Guys, I've been sober for 11 days. Partially because I was sick and on antibiotics, but I'm like, I'm just going to keep going. I'm flushing a lot of crap out of myself, so I'm going to just not drink alcohol for a little bit. I don't know about Tugs. I saw your blue milk. There we go. She's going to drink for the 2 of us.
I probably should, but it's fine.
I'm gonna see how long I can stay sober. We'll see what happens when I go to Vegas, though. I really want to
like one drink and dead on the floor.
Yeah. Well, and then I'll be a treat drunk. The best thing is because in the summer I have a very challenging hike I need to prepare for. No, I need to prepare for, and I require to be as fit as I can. Which means that if I wake up with a hangover, I can't work out. Right now, I need to do a lot of HIIT intervals so I can prep for climbing mountains and stuff. So we'll see. We'll see.
You know what's best when you climb the mountain? A glass of champagne. You should, though. In all seriousness, when you reach the top of the mountain, you should pop some bubblies.
If I can keep a little bottle in my bag, I might. What I usually did when I was camping with backpacking was I bring the hard liquor. And I'd bring, depending on, like, if it was vodka, I would get those, like, squirt bottles, like the one Anna loves, and then mix it in with my water. So it's like a mixed drink.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, like, my favorite was hot toddies. If you have enough space and can carry it, it's great. Serious question. Is alcohol, even a small amount, screw with your meds if you're taking antibiotics? It affects you way more. You can get very, very, very drunk on antibiotics. I've seen it. It's almost like you drink 1 drink to even 2. It's like you drank like 6.
Oh, interesting. I've never noticed that before. I'm going to try it.
It depends on the antibiotic too. So just check with your doctor/pharmacist. So, and I wanted to get better. Okay, guys, I was really sick, so I didn't drink. You're talking about climbing real mountains, right? Not a euphemism. Real
yes,
mountains. Real mountains. Yes, the real mountain. I will show. It has glaciers. Okay, so if that gives you an idea, it has glaciers. Emma Watson's family and parents failed her as usual with most ran through women.
Well, that's it. And I would even talk. I don't know about. I mean,
I don't know much about her.
I don't know how old her parents are, but I would also bring up like media, school. The movies we watch, like all that strong independent women stuff, Yeah.
And I think like she might have, and this is the thing, we don't know who she surrounds herself with and who she pays to surround herself with. So I think that especially when you come from Hollywood and we've seen people like Jennifer Lawrence, we don't know if it's something that they've just been feeding and have only heard this and they get built up to become this person. Your agent, manager has a huge influence. Look at freaking Britney Spears. It took her forever to break out of her that whole thing. So
she's still a little nuts, and there's that.
I mean,
Ran through means what you think it means.
Oh, so that I don't know. I don't know. I don't look into those rumors, but you know, good for her if she wanted that. John Thomas for 20. Guest suggestion: Jill Bear Up. She's funny. Does strange fighting analysis. The wokesters tried to cancel her for being a TERF. She's writing a fantasy heroine book. That's Not a Mary Sue, where the author, main character, breaks fourth wall. Ooh, interesting.
I've never
Maybe
heard
we'll
of her.
have to take a look at that.
Yeah.
There's a couple people that we say we're going to get as guests. At some point, we're going to get as guests. Okay.
At some point. I would like to have Melanie on here. That'd be interesting.
Yeah. We can invite her. We can invite her. Love, like, a lot of those simp-ass girls. Okay.
I would like to hear her. I would like to hear her thoughts on some of this red pill stuff for sure.
Mm-hmm. A Crush Mondo for $10. The average American girl is obese.
What is that?
Obese.
Oh.
So why are you calling yourself average, Tugs? Also, YouTube censors any comments on girls' weight. Oh.
Really? I didn't know that. I'm talking about. I'm not talking about like. I mean, I guess that's a part of it, but I'm talking about just like looks in general, not necessarily weight specifically, but looks in general. Like if I was a 10, I would have modeling contracts, kind of thing, right?
Yeah,
I'm not. And that's okay. Like I'm okay with it. I'm objectively saying I'm a 5, maybe a 6.
Look at like Brittany Renner. If you look at her, she's very symmetrical. She's got a cute chin, beautiful eyes. Her cheekbones for days.
Just on looks alone, she's probably an 8. Her personality drops her down to whatever or rises her, but then you find out that she wrote a book about all of her sexcapades and that drops her down to a 6. You know, things like that. You know,
we're just talking about looks. I honestly had no idea who she was until like 2-3 weeks ago. Okay.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So I don't know. My thoughts of her has not been spoiled, but I watched that interview with her and Pearly, and I mean, it sounds like she's been through a lot, or a lot has been through her.
I think she's starting to realize that she made a bunch of mistakes, which we usually do as we get older.
Yeah.
So kudos to her for at least realizing it. But yeah, big scandal. Lots of guys upset with her. Big basketball players and stuff that she fooled around with. I mean, it's a
yeah. But I think like having scandals like that, like we never, like when you think about being put on blast about cheating, all this stuff, and being with so many guys, that doesn't happen in real life because it's contained within the circle of that it happened. And sometimes guys don't even approach it, right? Or girls don't even approach it. Yeah. They just cut you off and ghost you. But what happens when you're a celebrity? It gets in the news, all this stuff. So she gets it tenfold back what has happened to her. So I do kind of feel bad for her, but she put herself in this situation and she owns up to it. And I think that I appreciate that about her.
Yeah.
Whatever happened, I don't really know, but yeah, you know, she's owning it. She says she made mistakes, and you know, can a lot of y'all say you made mistakes? I can say I made mistakes. Will I tell you all my mistakes? Nope.
No.
That's between me and my husband. If I talk about those mistakes.
And Duke knows because I feel like you need to be honest. You know, this is the bull crap I did. I was a dum-dum. Do you still want me? Yes. I don't know.
Yeah, which is funny because I mean I know Tugs's history, herstory, and it's nice to know that she's open with him because that is a sign of a healthy relationship.
Yeah. Yep, definitely.
Yeah. We got to put the modern stamp on modern relationships because not everyone's going to be a virgin going into relationships.
No, I feel like now these poor guys who are like looking for a more traditional sort of scenario, or for a woman who's not like 304'd around, is like if she's got like 5 or under 10, like that's winning.
Yeah. What was it? Cabin in the Woods? Cabin in the Woods, when they were like, we need to sacrifice a virgin. The girl, we gotta work with one guy, okay? It's exactly like that.
Partners, we gotta go. It's fine. We'll work with it.
It's as close as we're getting, okay?
Yeah, this is it, right? You don't want to hide, like if you were an OnlyFans girl or whatever, like be honest and they can make their decision.
Oh my God, it's gonna come
they're gonna find out. You're gonna find out.
That's something that's so crazy. Like, especially those girls with the timers that turn 18, they have OnlyFans. When they turn whatever our age, whenever they figure out all those things and all those pictures and videos are out in public for your children to see. Think of Kim Kardashian. She's embarrassed about her videos.
Yep.
They gave her fame, but Good night, Smile. Thank you for staying up this late.
Well, Smile, I don't know if you're still here. If you are still here, let me know. Let me know if you're okay. We can talk about your story on next Wednesday. And we're not going to get to it tonight, I don't think. But I don't want you to not be here. So let me know if you're okay, or DM me. I'll ask you. Let me know, and we can talk about it. Okay. Anyway.
Sounds good. Yeah.
Right. And this is the thing. What is the stat? 1 out of 3 men have not had sex in the past year or are virgins. 1 out of 3. 1 out of 3.
I know, because women are the gatekeepers of sex. I will say, Andrew Tate brought up a good point. If you want us to wife up, y'all need to close your legs. Because guess what? I'm going to wife you up so I can get in there.
Yeah. Yep.
And I was like, wow, that's actually kind of true. If we were a little bit more picky, we would get that ring a lot quicker.
Yeah. Well, that's, you don't want to buy, like, why would I buy the cow if I can get the milk for free kind of thing, which I know is like such an old school kind of crude saying, but it's true. When you've been with, and for us, and we've talked about this, the more men we've been with, the more latched on we are, and we are going to always compare and like all this stuff. It's all a bunch of trauma all the way around. Like, why? Don't do that to yourself. Just don't do it.
Yeah. And Tricky brings up a good point here. A lot of men are going to overseas for a wife because they want a more traditional person.
Yeah. Yep. Asians.
The Asians are a big one because, family is still a really important part of the household. When we watch 90 Day Fiance, for example, you do see that quite often.
Oh, yeah.
The girls might be crazy.
Yep.
But also those guys are crazy too that they're getting married to. And even look at that relationship of the Asian man with the bigger white girl that was into like Japanese culture.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Like he, by all intents and purposes, he was fulfilling his male role in the family, taking care of his parents. And he's kind of stuck between her and them.
Yeah.
Women are picky if 1 in 3 men are not having sex.
It's true. The dating apps is the number one way people are meeting in the world right now. And what is the stat Pearl said? Women swipe right. Is it 20%? She said only like 20% of the time. And right, like on the apps, right is yes, left is no. Women only swipe right like 20% of the time, whereas men are swiping right like 80% of the time. Because to men, oh, she looks pretty. Swipe right.
Good night.
Good night, Corey. Whereas us girls are like, oh, he's this, or oh, he's posting with a fish, or oh, he's what, blah, 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 blah. Yeah.
Hard not to compare. See? High value. That's hard to find.
Also, marriage got to be living hell. Remember, it's not hard to compare. It's just, yeah. No, it's true. We've talked about this on the channel 100 times. And we'll talk about it 100 times more. Women do sex differently. We just really do. We just do.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Now you've highlighted a couple of these. Did you want to look at them?
Oh yeah, we can if you want. I just was kind of like, Southern. Okay, this one we can probably do first. She's talking about Chris Harrison, I think.
They cut ties with him within 2 days.
I have questions.
Oh, interesting.
Apparently I need to listen to this podcast.
I need to listen to it too. We'll get there eventually. Eventually. And Ruben says, I definitely have a story for PC from real life. What if you were reunited with a long lost love after 20 years? She reached out as she is single and saw my YouTube channel and wants to come and see me in Orlando. So I'm going to pray and hope that I can find love and have lightning strike twice. Well,
fingers crossed.
I don't pray, but I am hoping for good things.
I'm praying for you. I pray that it works out and that you can have a companion for the rest of your life. Ruben. I really am.
Because I love when, especially older people after their spouses passed away, can still find love with other people. Because it's like, dang, wow. Yeah. And it doesn't have to be that crazy young love, but you got to have a lot of those similar qualities, the qualities that you actually should be looking for when you're crazy and young.
Yeah.
But you don't.
I love it. I love it, Ruben. I'm praying for you.
I'm excited for you. I hope it works out. I hope it works out. Keep us updated.
Yeah. And this is tricky. This is what it is. I was right. Swiping right 20% of the time on the same men.
Yeah. So then the men who are getting swiped on have a pool of women. And they shouldn't. They really shouldn't, unless they are high value. Like, I think of it as you live in a small village, and like, if you want to put it to like natives, you know, you got the chief, you like literally maybe 50 people. You got the chief, and then maybe his right-hand man. Those are the 2 high value men, and then all the other men. The chief would have the pool of women, right-hand man, maybe a little smaller.
Yeah.
And all the other men, unless you're good hunters, probably, you know, you can't get every woman. If you're Christian, I would recommend Upward. It's where I found the best batch of men, probably swipe 30 to 40% of the time. Oh, there you go. Hey, girl. I love that. I love that.
You chose probably the first time or the second time. Either way, I'm so sorry that happened to you. I am navigating a widow myself, so it's hard to do.
Yeah. Hard to do. Oh, we saw it with like Michael on The Bachelorette. Michael A. And his wife passed away from breast cancer. And I mean, when he was dating on the beach, I only watched the first half of Paradise, so I don't know how his relationship developed with the other girl. But like him being so open and then vulnerable and trying to balance, you know, like how do you balance? Because it's like a breakup essentially, but you actually can't talk to the person.
It's interesting. I don't want to put it all on the table, but as somebody who's going through that right now with Duke, it's interesting because when you are dating somebody new and you go through like their socials or whatever, or they talk about like their exes, you're kind of like, ugh, I would do that. But it's not the same situation, right? Because they didn't choose to be separated.
It wasn't chosen, exactly.
Life chose that. And so it's like you kind of have to, and it was never a big deal, but you do have to figure out a way how to navigate it because you're kind of like, oh wait, no, it's not the same. And then you feel bad for even thinking that. Oh my God, the guilt that I went through, especially the first month of us dating. I was like, oh my God. I feel so guilty for thinking these things, but I think it's a natural reaction. So you kind of have to separate the two. It's hard. It's different. It's different for sure. He's the best. I just love him.
Like everything in life that gets you worked up, you just got to take a step back, think about it, and then be like, is it worth whatever the feelings I have right now? Should I talk about it? And I mean, always have a safe space to talk about it.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Oh my gosh. Are we going to end on this like
sad note? Honestly, word, like that's something that you and the person, I mean, if it's something that you're able to prepare for, obviously if it's in them, then you can, but if it's something that you're able to prepare for, you need to have that discussion, right? And you need to reassure them, they need to reassure you, whatever it is. But I feel like if on either side, like if you truly loved that person and they truly loved you, like you would not want them to be, you know, you would want them to not spend the rest of their life alone, you know?
Yeah. And like comparisons will always happen. Like we talk that like all the red pill channels talk about this, you know, you hear about people's experiences and all of a sudden you're like, well, your ex did that for you.
Yeah, right. But you can't do that.
Exactly.
You cannot do that with a widow because it's different. It's been interesting.
Yeah. But learning to be calm,
strong,
and not to immediately react, I think that's a good skill to have in just life in general.
It's been you have to definitely
patience,
navigate it.
God is testing your patience and navigation and communication skills. But yeah, I actually was going to continue watching this week's episode of the BBC, but I end up listening to you ladies. Thank you.
Yay!
We beat the BBC.
Az.
Maybe we should get Az on here.
Oh my God, I would love to hear. You know what? I would love to hear guys' opinions again. Like we had Max and Johnny on, and of course Max and Johnny are always welcome back. But I think it'd be interesting to hear from from the guys that don't normally talk about this stuff. Like Max talks about this stuff all the time. Johnny will if he's asked. But it's like if you
like even Disparu. When we were talking about this with
Ulu,
Disparu. Yeah. Well, I remember something. There was something about how we were how he was saying that like Pearly and Fresh and Fit say the same thing, but you get upset about Fresh and Fit. I'm like, because they say it meaner. And he's like, no, they say the same thing. I'm like, he's such a guy.
I know, but it's fine.
But yeah, and things like that. You hear that and you're like,
Did we miss something, Craig? Did I miss something? When we try to read as much as we can.
We try to. It's just we've been on a roll for topics. We try.
Listen. No.
No.
Absolutely not.
I don't know if Gary wants to spend his time.
I don't know if Gary would be interesting just because his relationship with Melissa is so healthy and they've been through so much, between his sobriety, like relapsing, all that, which he's been very open about. I think that would be interesting. Jeremy, no.
Yeah.
They won't be serious. Only
and the other thing is, I don't know how open they'd want to be about their experiences. So, and I would want to respect that.
Yeah, I mean, Jeremy's been very quiet about his private life for the most part, and Ryan's just Ryan. He doesn't take anything seriously. So, the serious you're talking about, anyway, Paul. That kind of like serious. Let's have a discussion. Like he just is not that kind of guy, which is fine. And Jeremy's private.
I could just imagine Ryan being like, "That's so gay. That's so effing gay," and I'm like, "Okay, well, this is a productive conversation."
But joking about listening to men's opinions. Oh, well, you know what? The joke is that we didn't. Sorry.
Yeah, it's not even close to the same. The only complaint I have is there are less people on there because it's faith-based.
We're just talking about that app, that Upward app. Now I want
that's a great way to connect with people who have the same values. Because I think that is a very important. I dated a guy who was religious turned religious midway through a relationship. So, expectations changed and I tried to be okay with it. It was not okay. So that's my big, not a red flag necessarily, but just we're not compatible.
Yeah.
If you are very religious and not of the same religion.
Yeah.
So,
and that's a huge thing.
Yeah. And there's you see a lot of people who do that, like you have a Christian and a Jewish person. Are you going to baptize your kid? Or are you going to, I mean, I don't know if Jewish people baptize their kids, but anyways, for example, women are not the best judge of value in men often. I mean,
I'm like looking for Craig's comment.
Yes. Yes. But like realistically, when people say, what do you look for in a man? If I were single at this moment, I would say all the same things. I want someone who is, positive, blah, blah, funny, all this stuff, very generic stuff. But you really don't know until you start dating someone and it's 3 months later and you get into an argument. I want to get into at least one argument with you because then I know how you're going to navigate that because everyone can have a good time.
Yeah, I'm trying to think, like, we haven't gotten into an argument, but we've had discussions. Not a full-blown, like, argument fight, but it's been, like, what's the word I'm trying to look for? What's the word I'm going for? Affront? Like, I've been affronted. Like, I said this, and you thought it was this way. You said this, and I thought it was this way. It wasn't a fight, but it was more like oh my God, like...
a miscommunication explained.
Yeah, and you just kind of sit down and you talk to each other. And Brahmable, where I see you, Brahmable, where are you?
Yeah. This one.
Oh,
some members of the Dicks division might be willing to have a discussion.
I know nothing about comics' opinions on anything other than entertainment.
I would love to hear comics' thoughts on relationship because I'm sure I don't know who his wife is. I don't even know if he's married. To be honest, I'm not actually sure.
He does have a woman in his life. I could be wrong. I feel like I've heard him mention. I don't know if they're married or not, but I feel like he's mentioned just off the cuff.
Yeah.
We should bring Ruben on at one point too.
Yes.
I know. I can't wait to hear about
Ruben.
This.
Let us know. Okay, I gotta go to the bathroom, but do you want to end it here?
Yeah, we can.
Okay, perfect. Tugs, what do you have going on?
I
Oh
don't-
yeah.
Ow, shoot, that hurt. Ripa, yeah. Ripa
Yes.
and Lady Ripa, my two of my favorite people. I don't have anything specific going on. I'm back on Twitch, kind of. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Twitch, that Tug Life on Twitch. Yeah.
Comics is married.
He is married. Okay. I know he's mentioned a woman. I just didn't know.
Comics would be an interesting guest.
Right? I don't think
I would love
anybody's
to know
ever
more
heard
about him.
talk about that kind of stuff. We've heard Disparu. We've heard Max and Johnny. I feel like Gary and Melissa inadvertently sometimes will make their opinions on stuff like that
Yes.
known. but
Epic Mike, we have to get Epic Mike. We're gonna wait until things have calmed down for him. He's a bit busy right now. So yeah, we'll get him on at some point.
Listen,
So.
from your lips to God's ears, Elvis, caviar dreams.
Yum yum yum.
Can't afford it.
So my links are in the description. Rumble Locals, YouTube.
Come on.
Tomorrow I will be probably doing a puzzle stream and Star Trek with my members. So yeah. Bird Up from member message for 6 months says yes, get ambient rage, Mike. I don't think he'll rage though. I don't think he'll rage, at least about this topic. If we bring up Mario Kart, he might.
Oh God. Did you see Dan Vasque's video
About driving?
about Mario Kart?
Oh no.
He's like,
Should we watch
I don't
it?
rage at all. I'm perfectly reasonable reacting to this situation. And it's just like a video of him raging.
Wait, can we end with this? I think we should end with this.
Is it on? I think it's on his channel. Hold on, now I gotta find it.
Dan Vasque. We'll do this as an outro. Oh my God, Dan Vasque, why would you post this picture of you with a stash? Okay, let's just look at Dan Vasque's timeline at this point. Here we go.
Where? Oh, it's not on his YouTube channel. Oh,
Every
God.
time, Dan. Wow, your PP increases.
Duke has a mustache now, and I'm not sure how I feel about it.
Is it this? I saw this one. His parking skills are like mine.
Hold on, I'm gonna find it.
It's not on here then, I guess. Whoopsies. Should have checked.
A few days ago. Hold on. Let's see if I can
My
find it.
intro to Extra-Girls beating Ripa in Mario Kart. Oh my God, that was the best video where I got the bullet and like landed in front of him and he was so mad. So mad. Yeah, that was great. It was a good moment. I'm so glad that happened. I'm a really bad Mario Kart player. I'm just saying.
Oh, here it is. Okay.
You found it? Gamer word, the copy, it wasn't a strike. It was just when you play copyrighted audio and video, they just temporarily take the stream down. Stream's still there. Or no, it got unlisted. It'll be re-uploaded on live. Okay, make it full screen. How do I make this? Okay, and then we're gonna come on or
We're gonna make it full
make
screen?
it full screen.
It's 7 minutes, so we're not gonna play the whole thing.
We'll end it in like a minute, but yeah.
This is Dan being super calm and collected playing Super Mario Brothers.
We love you guys. Have a very good night.
To be calm. Calm.
Oh no.
Big pee-pee reflexes. Let's
Ah!
go.
Oh my God. I want her to freak out. Why does he look so shocked?
Way the stage just keeps looping. Okay, so now let's try.
We love you, Dan.
I messed it up.
Ah!
Fuck! Oh, this will be a tough fight.
Bye, Mila.
Bye, Mila. Okay, we'll see him freak out one more time. We'll end the stream.
So calm and collected, Dan.
All right, good night, guys. Bye.
So I died in World 5.